You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments below. Be sure to smash that like button. I think Saturday was a reminder of just how far you have to go as a program. I didn't think LSU would win the game. I also didn't see a 4-touchdown loss. And neither did Vegas. And the odds makers had this a 2-point game. ESPN FPI gave LSU a better than 50% chance to win it. Quite honestly, I think if you play that game 10 times, you probably get that result, the 4-touchdown win by Tennessee, once, maybe twice out of 10. It's just that's the one that happened when it counted. And you got outcoached and outplayed by a really good team. And it's a reminder that if you don't play your best against a good team, that result is possible. That's what happens when you're not very good. And that's where LSU is right now. And it's worth reminding again. And there's going to be good Saturdays and fun Saturdays, and there's going to be not so fun Saturdays as this season goes along. But it's all part of the process of building this program back up to a level where you never expect to see 40-13. And unfortunately, it's just where this team is right now for a variety of different reasons that all unfolded on Saturday. It is, I think we would all agree on this. Look, I got 4 pages of notes. I sit there and I watch every game with a notepad, and I take my notes, and I have 4 pages of notes of LSU and Tennessee. I don't think you want me to go painstakingly through every note I have about this game. I'm going to guess that we're all probably going to pull back and take the 10,000-foot view instead of, the 10-foot view. I often say it's hard to see the forest through the trees, and if you're worrying so much about the 3rd and 4 sack late in the second quarter when you were down 20-0, you're probably missing the bigger picture here. So I'm going to assume you don't want me to comb through the details of the game, which we'll go through some of the why Saturday went the way that it did. But by and large, the truth is you got outcoached and you got outplayed. And it's a coach's job and a coaching staff's job to maximize your players and their opportunity to win. When you are just better than another team, you can fumble 4 times, miss 2 field goals, be without your starting quarterback, and still win. That's Alabama. That's what happened Saturday against Texas A&M. If LSU played that type of game, they get routed. That's the difference in the programs right now. I could run through a lot of decisions Brian Kelly made on Saturday that all came up snake eyes. The decision to receive the opening kickoff. And this is not hindsight, y'all. There is a reason why every damn body defers. And this is why. It's exactly what happened against Auburn. They deferred. And even though when you deferred against Auburn, they got the ball and scored, and you went 3 and out, look at what happened at the end of the half. You got the ball before half, you scored, got the ball to start the second half, and then ended up with the final possession. There's objective data. There are metrics that show why you defer. Look at what happened. Opening kickoff, Jack Besh muffs it out of bounds. Jack's is as sure-handed a guy as you have. That's part of it, just very unfortunate that he muffed it. But still, the decision was a bad one. You were 0 for 4, 0 for 3 on 4th down, including 1 at midfield, which gave them another field goal right before half. 1 deep in their territory where you failed to come away with points when it was a 10-0 ball game. You could have gotten on the board, didn't. More special teams gaffes. And listen, before I go further, I'm going to play this for you because I want you to understand. Immediate post-game, Brian Kelly goes to the podium and more than a dozen times in his post-game press conference essentially acknowledges his and his staff's failure.
That falls on coaching. That's on me and have to coach better. We've got to coach better. We've got to coach our team better. That's the group we have, and we've got to coach them better. Have to coach this football team better. As I said, we got to coach better, and that falls on us as coaches. We just got to coach better, but it falls on us as coaches. We have to communicate better. That's on us. We have to have a better system. Those are the guys that are playing for us, and we've got to get them to play better. We have to focus on ourselves as coaches and do the things necessary to make this team better. We've got to do a better job coaching them.
It's about 15 times in a 12-minute post-game interview that he said, we have to coach better. It's on us as coaches. You heard them all right there, just strung together. So he's not displacing blame. That is a reality of the situation. That Brian Kelly, listen, you coach at LSU, you choose to take a job in a pressure cooker with outsized expectations, with a lot of attention and criticism and all that, but that's fair. It's what you sign up for. It's why you make the salary you do. You understand it when you take the job, and he's not shying away from that, so good for him. The reality is also the expectation is going to be greater, and they all have to be better. What is also true is that LSU players had opportunities to make plays on Saturday and didn't. Look, we all love Jack Besh. He's sat right here next to me. I think the world of him. He's an amazing player. He messed up. He muffed a kickoff to start against your best guy, your most sure-handed guy, and you gave him 7 points. After you're down 7-0, you have a 3rd and 3, you throw a quick slant to Kayshon Boutte, and he drops it. Daniels put it right on his face mask, and he dropped it. You move the chains there, who knows what happens? But you didn't. There's 2 guys right there you count on that let you down. Then you allow a 58-yard punt return. Defense stepped up big, held him to 3, but just like that, you made 3 gaffes and you're down 10-0 against a team you don't want to be down to because they're better than you. Even still, you get to the end of the first half and you're down 20-7, and Daniels throws a ball over the middle to Jeray Jenkins, and I understand that it was tipped, but it hit Jeray Jenkins in the hands. You're a senior wide receiver who's going to be playing in the NFL next year. You got to make that catch. If you do, you score. It's 20-14, and it's, who knows, a dramatically different ball game. But it underscores the point. This LSU team right now is not good enough to make those kind of mistakes and beat a good team. It's literally the thing Brian Kelly told you last Monday when he said, we got great grit and heart, but that's not going to be good enough against a top 10 team like Tennessee, or when you go to Florida, or when you're home against Ole Miss, or when you're at Alabama. All of those things are the reality that LSU's facing right now, and they got to get better in a lot of different ways. And I'll tell you this. This season reminds me so much of Nick Saban's first year in 2000. And this is hard, even though LSU's had coaching changes, none of them have really mirrored what this team is going through right now, this staff is going through, which is a complete overhaul. When Les Miles was hired, he inherited a very strong program that was a year removed from winning a national championship. And Les continued that on for a decade plus. And when Les got fired and Ed came in, there's this massive misconception that the program was floundering. It wasn't. Do you realize the 2016 team that Ed Orgeron inherited had on its offensive line Ethan Posick and Will Clapp? You had a junior quarterback in Brandon Harris. Your running backs were Leonard Fournette, Darius Geis, Darrell Williams. Your tight end was Foster Moreau. I just did it. Morrow. Sorry. They've beaten it out of me. Your receivers were Malachi Dupree, DJ Chark, Russell Gage. That doesn't stink. All-American Arden Key. Your linebackers were Kendall Beckwith and Duke Riley. Your starting cornerbacks were Tre'Davious White and Dante Jackson. Your safety was Jamal Adams. Ed inherited a really good situation. Les just stopped winning at a high level. My point is, and it's not revisionist history, it's just to point out, you haven't been through this since Nick took over for Jerry DiNardo. Back-to-back losing seasons, bad culture, everything had eroded, and he had to change all of that. And when you go back and look at Nick's first year, we talked so much about Nick's first year this past week because of the Tennessee win back in 2000, which was such a great win. But do you remember LSU opened that season with wins over Western Carolina and Houston? They were 2-0. And then they went to Auburn and got doubled up 34-17. And remember what happened the week after Auburn? They came home and lost to UAB. And everybody remembers, after the UAB, well, they beat Tennessee, and they did. Do you remember what happened the week after they beat Tennessee? They went to Gainesville and lost 41-9. Huge euphoria, great win. You beat number 11 Tennessee in overtime. And then you got your ass kicked 41-9. And then what happened? You rattled off 4 straight. You shut out Kentucky. You beat 13th ranked Mississippi State in overtime. You ended the streak against Bama in Tiger Stadium. You won at Ole Miss 20-9. You win 4 in a row. Boom, 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 boom. You're feeling good. And then you go play Arkansas at War Memorial Stadium in a little cold, drizzly rain, and you were awful. You lost 14-3. That's how this goes. We just haven't experienced it here in 20 years. But there are ebbs and flows. There's good and bad. And there was a lot of bad on Saturday, and that sucked a lot. But there's going to be good Saturdays for this team and really good Saturdays ahead for this program. Brian Kelly understands it, and it's why he's going to stand up there and he's willing to take the darts now because he's been through it before and he knows what's waiting on the other side. And they'll keep stockpiling recruiting classes, and they'll keep building good habits and culture, and eventually Saturdays are going to feel much better than they did this past Saturday. And there's going to be good Saturdays ahead this season. It might be this coming Saturday in Gainesville. Might be, maybe not. But there will be good Saturdays ahead. But man, that Saturday is one you like to flush and never talk about again. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.